Hi guys, it's Barbara and Mark. Welcome back to our channel where we talk all things branding, web design, and online marketing. Let's talk about passive income. This is a really hot topic right now, and in the online marketing world, passive income sites are all the rage. But there's a lot of myths about passive income that we want to address. The main one is that it really isn't as passive as you might think it is.
Yeah. There's a lot of misinformation out there about, oh, if you just set up these passive income, websites, then you're going to make millions of dollars overnight, and it's going to happen really fast. But in this video, we're going to cover the reasons why that's not true and how you can get a passive income website up and running.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar with what a passive income site is, really it's just a site that makes you money while you're not physically working on it. So it's like making money in your sleep, which is the dream for everyone, right? Everybody wants to make money in their sleep where they don't have to actually work. But it's hard to get these sites set up. It does take a lot of upfront work and time and effort to get these sites up and running. So it's not just set it and forget it type of thing. You're doing a lot of work to get these things up and running, and I think that's where a lot of people kind of get confused. They think, oh, I'll just write one blog post and set up my site and be done, but it's really a lot more than that.
Yeah. And it definitely is a lot more work up front. That's like the big thing that a lot of people aren't telling you. All the work is up front, 100%. But there are some cases where you think it's a passive income situation where it's not. And in this example is like a theme developer. So somebody that creates a theme for WordPress, and you think, oh, I'm just going to sit back and watch all this money coming in. But it's not passive, because now you have to worry about support tickets. You're going to have to update your code. You can't just do it one time. Things are always changing. You got to meet the latest standards and everything. So that's an example where it is being sold that it is passive, but it's not at all.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing a lot of people in art industry are like, oh, I can just make themes and sell these themes. And they realize how much work goes into it because you're selling themes to people that don't know how to code. So if they run into problems, then they're reaching out to you, and you always have to keep up with your updates. And if there's any bugs, you have to fix those. So it's really a lot of work. It's not really a passive income type of project. But if you do get things set up and maybe get a staff of people, it does become more passive as time goes on, because you're going to have the ability to deal with those issues if you have a staff of people or you have more resources. Another example of passive income is creating courses, so like course websites where you teach people how to do something. And that, again, is a lot of upfront work. If you're recording videos, that takes a lot of time. If you're writing content, that also takes a lot of time. You're creating modules and different things to teach people how to do something. So that's all, could be months, maybe even a year, depending on how big the course is, of upfront work. But once that is done and set up, then it does, start rolling, and people will start buying it, and you don't have to really worry about it too much. But it really is a lot of upfront work to begin with.
Yeah. I've come across a few people online who they have successfully launched a course, and they kind of told you the process on how they did it. And in this situation, this guy I follow on YouTube, he explained everything. He didn't take on client work for about 4 months, and he created his whole massive course. And then now he's starting to see the money. It wasn't until 4 months later. So you're going to have to set it up where you have some money saved up, and then hopefully if the feedback is good, which you got to do your research first before you do an online course if there's a demand for it. So that's a situation where, you have to be smart about money.
And that's a good point too. Is a lot of times there's so much effort that is going in up front to create things like courses that you're not focusing on anything else. So if you're trying to make money, it's going to take you even longer because you're not going to be able to dedicate your time to it. So if you really want to be successful with passive income, you might have to take off a couple months to get everything down pat where you're not going to be making any money. But once the course is launched, then you will start making it. So it's kind of like a waiting game. You're not going to make money straight out of the gate.
And that leads into the next point we want to talk about is blogs. There's tons of programs and information out there on how you can set up blogs and make passive income. So same situation where you have to put in all the work up front. Then you could start monetizing off of ads, affiliates, sponsors, stuff like that. But you have to have the content first. Like you can't just like do one blog post and think that you're going to make $1 million. Like it doesn't work like that.
Right. And with blogs, the thing is obviously you need to have content, but you want to keep it updated content, and that is a lot of work. It's not just writing the content, it's also taking photos.
If you're looking online information on how to get this started, there's a really good program that we heard of. It's called Income School, Project 24. It's these two guys who they will tell you how to get a website up and running, passive website, but it takes 24 months to finish the program. That's realistic. Because, you know, if you can't focus full time on it, it could take as much as 2 years for you to fully, you know, generate enough income to live off of it comfortably.
Right.
So if you're, you know, reading about this information online and people are talking about how you can do a blog in just a few weeks or a month, that's not that we can tell you from experience because we're doing it. It's not true. It takes a while.
Yeah, I know from our personal experience, we've been blogging for a while now, and to build up that amount of traffic that you need to really start making money off of it takes a long time. So you have to keep at it. It's not something that's going to come easy where you can just write a couple posts, sit back, and watch the money come in. You have to do a lot of promotion, a lot of different things to get your content out there. So that's probably the least passive of all the passive income ideas. But another way that people generate passive income is through things like maintenance services, maintenance plans, stuff like that, where you go in like once a month and you do something for somebody. I know in our industry that's really popular. Hosting is a way to generate passive income, or going in and making content changes for your clients every month is a way to generate passive income. But again, you're doing some work. You have to do the work for the clients. If they have requests, you have to take those on. So it's not like you just get paid to do nothing. You're maintaining a website for them, or you're doing some sort of work every month that requires hours and requires your time.
Yeah, I'll add on top of that the one thing that is kind of passive is hosting, where we host like our client websites. If there's nothing that I updated that month, you know, on the server level, then that was literally 100% passive. But that's not every month. Like some months I got to go in there and make sure I update the, you know, PHP version, whatever it may be. There's a little work to that. It's not much work, but
yeah.
Yeah.
And again, there always is going to be some sort of work involved in this passive income. It's not just like a set it and forget it type of thing. You're going to have to monitor whatever it is you're doing. You're going to have to make changes, updates, and, you know, do customer support, stuff like that. So passive income isn't always passive. It definitely can be a great way to make some.
I'd say it's almost
money.
like sprinkles of passive once in a while. Like sometimes some of these you'll get some good money, and then you might have to focus more on one side of it and not the other. So it can be passive, but you got to do it across the board on a lot of different things.
Yeah, unfortunately, there really isn't an easy way to make passive income that we've found. If you know any ways, leave a comment below. We would love to know, because again, it's the dream to make money while you sleep. So that's all we have for you today. If you like this video, please hit a thumbs up for us and make sure you subscribe for new content. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.